Okay. Today, why don't we start with something that's called blithering. So blithering is like blowing a raspberry. So it's a way to relax yourself. So you're just going to inhale and then inhaling and then blowing through the lips. And we'll do one more. Awesome. Now let's take some sighs of relief. Taking in a breath, inhaling, and then sighing it out. Letting all the tension go. Inhale, and then sighing. And we'll do one more. Let's bring our hands to the sides. We'll do a couple of circle breaths. Inhaling, allowing the hands to float up. And as you exhale, bringing the breath in. Inhaling and allowing the hands to float up, looking up. And bringing it in. And one more. Wonderful. Let's start to shift our weight from side to side as we move into our spontaneous Qigong. Perhaps adding a little bounce if you'd like. You can allow your hands to swing, trying to shake out any extra tension in your body. Shake out your hands. You can even lean forward, letting your head hang. Whatever you feel like you need to do to shake it out. Wonderful. And then let's slow it down. We'll move into our Tai Chi stance. So you can have your feet about hip width distance apart. Knees bent, tucking your pelvis, and rolling your shoulders up and back. Allowing your feet to ground into the earth, imagining that there are little roots coming out from the bottoms of your feet. And then let's focus on our feet for a moment. You can maybe wiggle your toes. And allow your feet to completely relax. Focusing on your legs, noticing how they feel. Perhaps squeezing them, and then releasing, allowing yourself to soften. Moving into your glutes, squeezing, and then relaxing. And then let's put our attention on the base of our spine, imagining all the vertebrae going up our back. And starting with the lowest one, allowing the muscles to soften around that vertebra. And then thinking of the next one up and softening. And moving up another vertebra and softening the muscles. Going into the mid-back. As you exhale, imagine that those muscles are softening as well. Moving into your upper back and softening, releasing. Your shoulders, maybe squeezing your hands to little fists, and then releasing, allowing the arms to hang heavy, and then moving to your neck. Imagining that there's softening in the neck, going all the way up to the base of your skull. Noticing your lower jaw. Noticing if your teeth are clenched. Allowing your jaw to soften. Noticing your cheeks, allowing them to relax. And perhaps your eyes are softened. Maybe they're closed or just open a little bit. And finally to your forehead. Imagining that there are no worry lines. Everything's soft. And then let's turn our attention to our breath. Take a moment to notice how you're breathing. Allowing yourself to inhale fully, holding at the top, and then exhaling. And inhaling. Maybe your spine straightens. And then as you exhale, softening into your knees maybe. Let's focus our attention to our minds. Notice what you're thinking about. If you're thinking about things to do, release those thoughts and allow your mind to fill with images that make you feel good. Maybe it's spending time with your family, perhaps going out for a walk, maybe looking at a beautiful flower. Allow your mind to go somewhere that brings you peace, calm, maybe warmth. You can open your eyes when you're ready. Now let's hold on to this lovely feeling. And bring your hands to your sides and we'll do flowing arms. Inhale, line the hands to rise. And exhaling, allowing the hands to float down as you sink. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Beautiful. We'll do one more flowing arms. The first of our Qigong moves to warm up our spine. Allowing the hands to float down. And then let's take a gentle lean to the side, allowing your head to hang, your arm to hang heavy. Taking in another breath and leaning to the other side. And then coming back to center, raising the arm overhead. Perfect. And then we'll move to the other side. Bring your hands down. And palms facing in. Inhale, allowing your hands to float up. And as you exhale, reaching out to the sides as you sink. Inhaling and lifting and opening. And then melting. We'll do one more. Then we're going to make a little loose fist as if you're holding something very delicate in your hand, maybe a butterfly. And then take the other hand and wrap it. And then we're going to bring our hands into our navel. Inhaling, lifting and looking back. And then moving forward into our little ball. And one more. Wonderful. Why don't we ring the bell today? So you can just start swinging from side to side, allowing your hands to float. And then perhaps looking behind, maybe bending your knees, and allowing your hands to gently tap your body, waking everything up if it's not awake, increasing your lymphatic system's ability to drain. And then gently softening and slowing down. So we're going to bring our feet together, melting to our heels. And inhaling, allowing the hands to float up. And then grounding the hands in front. And then pressing down. Sinking the chi. Inhaling and softening and grabbing all the life force you can. And then allowing it to float down your body. One more. Then we're going to step our foot out to the side, either side. And then inhaling, allowing the hands to float up. And exhaling, elbows softening as we sink. Wonderful. Inhaling. And sinking. And one more. Inhaling, allowing the hands to float up, opening wide. And then we're going to catch our moon, embracing the moon. Inhaling and opening up, and catching the moon. Perfect. And then spreading your wings, and catching your moon again. And then one more. And spreading wide, inhaling, allowing the fingertips to float together as we sink the chi and allow ourselves to resettle. And one more. Perfect. So today I want to work on a move. It's called snake creeps down. And it starts with our cloud hands, so you can allow your hands to float up. Opening wide. And then we're going to catch our moon again. And we'll turn to either corner. And you allow the lower hand to float up and the top hand to come down as we move into our cloud hands. Maybe shifting the weight from side to side. And then we're going to make a hook when we get to this corner. All the fingertips are touching. And then this lower hand will come up and across as if your hand's like a paintbrush. And then you'll do a little wave. This is called a whip. Releasing the hook and bringing it under the hand. And gently circling back into your cloud hands. Gently guiding your clouds across the sky. And then hooking, allowing this lower hand to come up and then across. And we'll do 3 whips. Perhaps shifting your weight from side to side. And then one more. Maybe you're high-fiving a friend. Releasing the hook and bringing it underneath and moving forward to your cloud hands. Maybe you can imagine the clouds staying together, or maybe yours are coming apart, making your hook, and then this hand will come back up, continuing into its whip. And we'll do 3 whips. Perfect. And then this time after the whip, the hand's just going to come up and across, and you can imagine perhaps a snake, maybe some other animal is just gliding its way through some very tall grass. Perfect. Releasing the hook and bringing the hand under. Moving back into your cloud hands. Lovely. Hooking and allowing this cloud to continue. And we'll do 3 whips. Last whip, and then this hand's going to come up, and you can guide your friend safely through the tall grass. Perhaps it's a snake, or maybe it's a cute little animal. If you don't like snakes, little furry animal. Releasing the hook, allowing the fingertips to come together. Then inhaling and exhaling, guiding the energy down as we sink the chi. Perfect, and one more. Allowing the hands to float up, and then opening, catching your little moon again, and taking it to the corner as you allow your hands to become cloud hands. And then we'll hook, and this time we'll step the foot in, and maybe you step the foot out a little bit, and we're going to do a whip. Perfect. Bringing that foot in and starting your cloud hands again. And then hooking, stepping the foot in, and then stepping out, and we'll do 3 whips. Gently rocking from side to side. Releasing that hook and bring it underneath your hand as you carry your clouds through the sky. And hooking. Perhaps stepping out. We'll do 3 whips. Wonderful. And this time we're going to go up and over, and we're just going to press. We're going to bring our hands and we're just going to press down. So it's as if you're trying to keep something from coming up, and you're just allowing your hand to bounce. This is the last one. Then we're going to come up and wave again. And then the hand's going to come up. And then this is called snake creeps down. So you can imagine your little friend starting at the top of the mountain and then guiding it safely down. Beautiful. And then releasing the hook, bringing your feet in a little bit. And moving with your cloud hands. Hooking, and then we'll step in. And then you can step out as wide as you want. Could be a lunge or not. And swaying back. Gently painting your hand across the sky. Perfect. And then we're going to come up and over again. And this time, just pressing down very gently. Beautiful. And then we're going to come up. We're going to let it go. Gently guiding it down the mountain and out to safety. First, snake creeps down. Perfect. Releasing the hook, allowing the fingertips to float together. And then inhaling and opening, exhaling, and sinking the chi. And last one. Perfect. And then we'll allow our hands to float up. We're just going to round, bringing them in, line the wrist across, and then bringing them to the side and stepping in. Beautiful. So that was snake creeps down, and that actually will be part of the 24 form when we start working more on that. So let's move on to our little Tai Chi practice of our 5 easy moves that are in all of the main Tai Chi families or classes, I should say. So we're going to start by playing with our Chi. We've been doing that all along, but we're going to more formally play with it now. So you can find your Tai Chi stance in which you're grounded and also like feeling a little heavy. At the same time, your head is lifting and floating almost. So we're going to rub our hands together. You can blow on your hands if you'd like. Just generating energy. I'm going to form our ball. You can notice how you feel. Maybe there's tingling in your fingers, or maybe you're feeling heat in your body. You can expand your ball with your breath. Maybe as you expand it, the tension between your hands is lighter. And then as you exhale, the tension is more dense. Maybe you don't feel anything at all. So in that case, you can always imagine there's like a light beam going between your palms. And then as you stretch it out, that beam gets thinner. And as you exhale, the beam gets thicker. You can also flip your poles and play with your energy vertically. Inhaling as you expand and exhaling as you make the ball smaller. We're going to move on to our practice, so you can allow your hands to come to your sides. Finding our stance, allowing the pelvis to tuck a little. And then you're going to take in a breath and open up as you raise your hands and come to the side. You can rub your hands together again. And then you're forming your ball. Your ball can be small, it can be big. And then we're going to just bring the ball to a side, whichever side you're on, that hand is going to be on the top. And then you're going to allow the lower hand to float up, and then form the ball on the other side. And as you shift your weight, perhaps from side to side, you're coordinating and making the ball. So you can think about stretching this ball apart and then collecting the energy on the other side. This is called balancing yin and yang. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe you're noticing your breath, or maybe the shift of weight in your feet. We'll do a couple more. And then whichever side you end on, you're going to flip your poles. So just as if you're holding this ball, you're just going to turn it upside down so the bottom hand is on top, the top is on the bottom. And then we're going to take the top hand and you're going to brush it over your knee and twist your waist, form the ball. And then that top hand is going to brush over your knee and push, forming the ball. So this is called brush knee send chi. And when you're sending chi, it could be anything that you don't want, or it could be something that you want to give the world. So perhaps you're sending away a habit that you don't like, or you could send out peace or love to others. Maybe you can even imagine someone who needs to have peace or help. But then when you're coming back, after you've sent your chi out, when you form the ball, other energy is coming back to you. It is my understanding that the universe will send you energy back that's what you need. So I'm kind of doing the walk a little bit as I'm doing this. So I'm kind of just shifting my weight from side to side and moving in place. And if you're comfortable with the walk, you can actually turn this into a brush knee and twist step, where each time you're pushing to a corner of your room. Beautiful. We'll do a couple more on each side. And then we're going to face front, bringing one hand over the other, holding all this chi. Then I'm going to take the hand that's on the outside and reaching back, looking back, collecting everything that's around me, the energy, emotions, anything that anyone's brought into that room. And I'm going to set my hand down as if it's a blade and think of one thing to focus on, one thing that's important right now. This is called cutting the path to clarity. And here, if you'd like, you can take a step back, reaching around. Wonderful. And do one more. And then bring the hand over the other. And we'll gently separate our hands and we'll move into cloud hands. Perhaps you can see your clouds as you bring them across the sky, very delicately. Let's see how long you can keep them together. So this also has a move associated with it. So it starts with making an empty cloud right in front of you. So you would just circle your hands in front. And then the lower hand that's coming up, you would step out and follow that cloud and stepping the other foot in. And after 3, just make an empty cloud going the other direction. And we'll take 3 steps going to the other way. Lovely. And then we'll just allow our hands to come in front and we'll step our feet out a little bit. And then reaching to maybe shoulder height, reaching down and taking whatever else you need from earth and bringing it to you. And then whatever you might need from the universe or heaven and bringing it down. So you could be grabbing heat from the earth and perhaps a spiritual quality that you feel like you'd like, maybe generosity or patience. And then when you're bringing it in, if you think about it, really getting into your body, your bones. And then we'll step our feet in a little bit. And then today I'd like us to place our hands at our lower dantian. This is like our major energy center. Maybe closing your eyes. Noticing how you're feeling. If you're feeling warm, or you can notice your breath, if there's any tingling. You can lower your hands and step your foot in. So thank you for sharing that portion of practice. I want to move on to the Tai Chi walk. So for this, you're going to put all of your weight in one foot, and you're going to bring your heel out and then rocking, shifting the weight, and then planting that foot. Usually going, if you're playing your right foot, you're going to turn it to the right. And then you're going to take your left foot and just tap it next to you. And stepping out, coming onto the heel, rocking and shifting. And then you're going to try to like turn this other foot so that it's coming more forward and your pelvis is staying in line. So the tap actually can help you adjust this back foot so that you're always going from like a correct lunge to another lunge, because you want to keep your feet kind of pointing in the same direction each time. And if you can do that without the tap, then that's great. But you're always paying attention to the back foot to make sure that you're doing like a proper lunge and one foot's not going in the complete opposite direction of the other. Awesome. Looks like you got the rhythm. So you can practice going in a straight line or in a little circle. If you practice going in a straight line across your room, then that actually works on balance. Okay, we can meet up. Awesome. Now we can come back to center. Great job. Awesome. So we're going to move on to our tapping. So you can stand or you can find a seat. Just start by generating energy in your hands, heat, and then we'll just start tapping underneath our jaw, all around, over our face, around your mouth, over your cheeks, thinking of opening everything so that things can get where they need to go, cells can go where they need to go, any hormones, any nutrients, just opening it all up. Tapping all around the scalp, the back of the head, back of the neck, and down. Trying to reach the top of your back, then all the way back down. Your adrenals, your kidneys. Then we're going to come across and we're going to tap this lymphatic stuff here, help with drainage. The inside of your arm, the outside, getting both the yin and yang. Sometimes people do this like first thing when they wake up, to wake up everything before they get started on their day. Or they'll do like ringing the bell to wake up their bodies before they do anything else during the day. And then today, we're going to rub our hands together and we're going to energize our organs. So you think of two body parts that you're really grateful for, parts of your body that always work well and that you're happy. So a lot of times I pick my heart because I don't have to tell it to beat and it just does it on its own. And then my brain is something that I like to thank for working. Think about sending love and energy to these organs. And you can release when you're ready. So if you do that, like, I don't know, maybe once a week, maybe even more often, sometimes you'll start to feel like a current coming down your arm and out of your hand. And it's not your imagination. You actually are pulling current through. And it's actually called healing hands. Like some people, like nurses will do this with patients. They'll actually lay their hands on patients, and they found that when people do that, they've had a transplant, the transplant is accepted, like much higher level than if they don't do that type of thing. So it's just something to be aware of. So we're gonna move in. We're gonna do a box breath today, and then we'll do a few rounds of that, and then drift off into meditation. So for a box breath, we're going to inhale for a count of 3 or 4, and hold for another 2, and then exhaling for a count of 3, and then holding for a count of 2. Inhaling for 3, holding for 2, exhaling for 3, and then holding. Inhaling for 3, holding for 2, exhaling for 3, and then holding for 2. So you can do that on your own count. And then allowing your mind to drift to the place you like to be. You can flutter your eyes open. And then we'll make a soft fist of strength and cover it with a hand of compassion. Thank you for sharing your beautiful energy with me today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.